Hello everybody, my name is Excella, and today I wanted to make a video about the mobile armor mock of the gp03 Gundam inside the dendrobium. So, this here is a mock of the mobile armor and the Gundam Unit 3 RX-78 gp03 Gundam from the Stardust Memory OVA series. Now, if you don't know what Gundam Stardust Memory is, let me explain. So Gundam Stardust Memory is a series that takes place in the 83rd year of the Mobile Suit Gundam Universal Century timeline. It has been 3 years since the end of the 1-year war, and now there are remaining Zeon remnants outside, including the last fleet. In this universe now, the ace pilot Annabelle Gato, along with other members of the last fleet, have found out about a new Gundam project that has made new Gundams. At a Torrington base in Australia, these new Gundams have been brought. There have been until now 3 created: the gp01, gp02, and gp03. The gp02 has a nuclear missile, which Zeon need to use in order for their Operation Stardust, which brings into effect the name of the series, Stardust Memory. After Zeon steal it, Gundam pilot and the protagonist of the series, Ko Yuraki, takes Gundam Unit 1 and they go into space. The Gundam Unit 2 is able to destroy the naval review with 2/3 of the Federation fleet, and this makes it that it'll be easier for them to drop 2 colonies on the Earth. So now the crew of the ship that has Yuraki on board go and they get the 3rd Gundam to try and stop them, and the 3rd Gundam is the Gundam gp03. The Stamen, which is the Gundam itself, is a mobile suit that stays inside. Oh wait, clip here. Okay, it's in. That stays inside the Gundam itself, which is the mobile armor itself, the dendrobium, and it controls it pretty much. The dendrobium is a massive mobile armor. This is not the scale. If this was the scale, this would only be pretty much like the core center of the thing. So I much scaled it down to my own incorporation of the design while still taking inspiration from it. It is built to be a massive fortress assault machine, which means, in simple words, its idea of fly in space, fire a bunch of missiles and weapons, and destroy a bunch of units, fly back, get armored up again, new missiles, new guns, new weapons, new power, and then go back out again, rinse and repeat until the battle is over, which is pretty much until surrender, well, leaving, or victory, or even loss. So, the Gundam is massive in simple words, or at least the mobile armor is. Anyway, now let me get right into this. So, I took the main incorporations of the design and simply changed them up to a smaller scale with different colors. This took me around 4 hours to make, and once I got the hang of it, which is in simple words, understanding how to work the inner frame with everything, all the parts holding it together, then pretty much you just get the hang of it. And with the wings, the only thing I really had to do was find out how I wanted to build this wing, and then I just built that wing in 30 minutes. This took me a few hours, but 2 specifically, but this took me 30 minutes. But forget about the build now. I'm not, if you're expecting me to send a video about how am I going to build this, like instructions on how to build this, no. Anyway, moving forward onto this, let me explain all of its features. Let's start with the biggest one, the giant cannon. It may not look like a giant cannon from the side, but just imagine it. It is a massive laser cannon, which I also put these parts here to make it simulate a little more, that is built to literally just fire a giant, steady laser shot, damage enemy mobile suits or enemy mobile armors or ships, and that's the deal. Okay, it has not much articulation. Oh my god, sorry about that. It was being pushed on, and back on it goes. Okay, it fires a massive, and it doesn't have that much movement. And speaking of movement, the mobile suit itself in this has barely any movement. It just, I mean, the head is unlimited, but the arms are really hindered. And the legs, no, I don't like moving them. Next up is the eye field. The eye field is sort of a force field that stops beam weaponry from passing through and hitting the mobile suit. The mobile suit can take a lot of damage since it's made out of Luna titanium alloy, which in the Gundam universe is pretty damn strong, which was later even renamed Gundarium because it was used on the first Gundam, the RX-78-2. Alright, so more than that, there are 2 thrusters in the back, and here you can get some ideas of what there is inside the mobile suit, so let me continue. Okay, so I made it up in different sections, including Section 1, Section 2, Container 1, Container 2, Container 3, and Container 4. They all have a different thing inside. 3 of them house weapons, and 1 of them houses Gundam weapons. Let me explain. Here we go. Container 1 has a ball shooter. It doesn't do way too much. You just have it in there, you shoot. Try it out from there. It's in a way that you guys can see. Normally I just shoot from the front, but since you guys are there, see that? I'll pick that up in a minute. So, more than that, closes up, concealed it. Next up, powerful missile launcher. And it has 2 missiles in here. An emergency one and the one already loaded in. If you're wondering how it fires, let me show you. There we go. Next up, Container 3. Has anything gone out? Nope, everything is fine. Container 3 over here uses a Gatling ball shooter, which is just the same thing as here. Container 1, but instead of having to reload, it has rapid fire. So I have 3 in here. I'll pick those up later. They're not important right now. Oh yeah, I forgot about the last one, but it's okay. Matter, you got some ideas. Okay. Back onto this now. So, and then Container 4 doesn't have weapons for the mobile armor, which is the dendrobium. It has weapons for the Gundam when it is out. It has a custom beam blaster I made and a bull pump machine gun in a way. It doesn't look like it, but that's what it's meant to be. One is ballistic, the other one is laser. Very simple. So, I've shown you the dendrobium, the entire thing now, except the back. The back, not much. 2 thrusters, an extra one over here. Lego Hero Factory jetpack. And you can see the back of this. Here's what's keeping the cannon together, the other cannon, the rapid bull shooter gun, and of course, I couldn't conceal the whole thing. A little thing I'm proud of is that I added these parts, which already had stickers. I actually bought this back in around 2012. Yeah, it was good. And they say danger on it with vents, which is kind of happy, which kind of makes me happy, because I love when I'm building Gundam plastic model kits, is to add different decals onto them saying, so this is this is that, like, and it's supposed to like say, like, this is a real machine. You can see that with my Gundam Alex review, coming soon. But as I said, the back doesn't actually move, it's just a straight connected part that moves to the back. These move, and these move. Alright, so I showed you this. So, I do have some accessories to use with the Gundam along with this over here. So, I'll bring out 2, specifically. With this, I brought a bunch of accessories with me. So, here we go. For now, I'm just going to take these 2. To make it look as if it's moving, I added these over here. Where all you do, you just put 2 of these right here. Looks like it's shooting, or at least moving. Know what I mean? Okay, I'll keep that on for now because it just looks cool in my opinion. Yeah. Okay, so the rest of this, there's just one little thing that a couple of diehard Gundam fans might be like, well, where the hell is the giant arms on the corner that are used for grabbing things and the beam sabers? I couldn't incorporate that into the design. Like, specifically, let me get this up and show its underbelly. Here we go. The Gundam over here, normally, and it just fired one of the flick fire missiles. Let me put this in. It's not a flick fire missile, but that's what I call it because it's fun. Here. It's normally supposed to have, in these areas, here and here, 2 giant arms, claw arms, that have beam sabers on them, like lightsabers, but they're not lightsabers, they're beam sabers. Different stuff in this universe. Not as, they're practically stronger because they're just for giant mobile suits, but forget about it. And I couldn't incorporate that into the design. I'm sorry, I just couldn't. It just got hard after a while. Like, now, let me get some nice top angle views from up here. Let me try and get this up higher. Here, let me just get my stand up. Here, higher. All right. Here you go. Some parts. 360 turnaround. Just for you to get some ideas. Okay. Let me turn this up again and go down. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just adjusting how this works. I'm just moving out of the way some valves, tidying up different parts. This is how it has. This is how to use a tripod. This is something new I'm doing. All right. So, in order to make it like a cool pose thing, I don't want to say, I can't really make too many good poses, but I actually had made a mock of the Gerbera Tetra, which is the 4th Gundam unit whose frame was only built and then taken away to be given to the SEMA fleet, which is a fleet of ex-Zeons that defected to the Earth Federation to join the Titans and tell them about Stardust, Operation Stardust, which is to drop a freaking colony on the Earth, just like Operation British during the 1 Year War, but better. Simple words, it hits on and shoots a giant blaster, killing SEMA and destroying the entire mobile suit. But I can't really do that right now because I don't have a stand. Now, I'm going to remove this out. Just give me a second. And here we have the Stamen, which is the mobile suit Gundam inside of the Dendrobium. The Dendrobium is right now on my bed behind me, and it's not going to be a situation to hold it here for now. So, this year, I took a lot of interest in making sure it looked both authentic and cool. So, I added specifically some parts, like on the back, I added beam sabers, not in the place it's supposed to be, because the beam sabers are actually supposed to be in here, but instead, they're on the sides of the thrusters around the back, down part of his back. His shield is not in the right color, but this is the best shield I could make. And this here looks almost the same, except that the E-cap, which is the part that has the reloading ammo inside, is supposed to be on the top. But that doesn't fit, so I just put it here anyway. And the thing is that this is made with a couple of ideas in mind, such as, well, looking cool and having the movement, such as you want to make it that he's shooting his thrusters forward, like this. No, not forward, like shooting it backwards. But in reality, I felt like when watching this, it kind of felt like its success, like its older unit, the gp01 full burner, which has these white things on the back that allow it to move. But no, I think it's good. And of course, this thing actually can take thrusters. These thrusters in the back, because this is how it is. Here, some effect parts. These are specifically from a Hero Factory set piece, Stormer's Freezer mech. Here, so now it looks like he's shooting out exhaust while flying. Got some nice posability. Like 360 degrees here, up, down, left, right. Full twist, like this, like that. Swivel here. No. Same thing on the other arm. Legs, that's much forward, that's much back with this like that. Can bend, as this. Ankle pivot pretty much works like that, but I accidentally removed it. This is a Lego action figure, so it's meant to also be removable. And, of course, now let me get into some things. So this is how it is in firing mode. This can be changed. So let me remove the blaster. Like, it's out of ammo, you don't have any more. Just throw it away, you don't need it, woohoo! So this is what you do. You turn this around to make it into something like this, and you completely take it forward. And this is it from dealing with full-out combat in shooting mode to dealing with close-range beam saber combat. And I have a blue beam saber here, which is from Obi-Wan Lego set I got. This doesn't come in pink, which is what color mobile suits, specifically Federation Gundams, use, except a couple, like it's other older unit, JP02. And here we go. This is it flying in, just moving around. A couple of sword moves, in, stab, stab, just move around. That's all I have. Anyway, let me put it next to the dendrobium itself so that you can get an idea of this thing. Here we go. This is the dendrobium. Normally, okay, the dendrobium, the thing is that with my dendrobium is that if you're not having this thing inside, it kind of falls apart. Because there's this massive hollow spot right over here. This is where the Gundam is normally. But it's hollow. There are a couple of empty parts over there. And I actually just realized I had them put in wrong. But even when I don't have them in wrong, which I have actually removed this thing from here and put it back in at least 4 times until now, is that it always requires the Gundam to be at least inside for it to work. Because without it, that hollow empty space and all of the parts I use, they just fall in onto themselves. So if the Gundam ain't inside, well, the mobile suit isn't really up for proper use. The armor, I mean. So that's the video actually. Thank you for watching my video on the JP03 dendrobium mock I made. Please like and subscribe. There is a link to a video made by another Gunpla / Gundam lore reviewer, and he talks about the entire Gundam series, and it talks about 4 of them, which is including this one over here, but not right now. And hope you enjoyed this video. Be good people. Bye-bye.